Hello everyone, it's me again, Erich Catig of St. Augustine School of Nursing, Quezon City. For today's video, we'll be doing the range of motion. This is the kind of exercise that are performed by the client himself or herself or by a nurse in case of helpless clients to mobilize all joint through their full range. Range of motion or ROM exercises are those in which a joint is moved through its full range or motion according to its capacity. There are two types of range of motion exercises. Number one is the active, done by the client himself or herself, or the passive, done with the help of the assistant from another person. The purpose of these exercises is to increase muscle strength and endurance, to maintain normal physiological function, to prevent complications caused by immobility like contractures, to improve patients' or clients' participation in activities of daily living, to improvise physical activities, and to increase joints flexibility. These are the procedures in doing the range of motion exercises. So we have to remove all the tight clothes and provide a hospital gown or loose clothes if needed. Then we have to cover the client with sheet and assist in assuming a supine position. But before that, we have to explain to the patient what is the use or purpose of these exercises. Ma'am will be doing the range of motion exercise so that your body will mobilize again. It will strengthen your joints and your muscles. Okay? So by the way, my name is Erich and I'm your caregiver assigned today. I know your name is Hannah. You are my previous client. So we'll be doing the exercises all together. Okay, so I'll be giving you the instructions first, then you will do it by yourself right after. Okay, so we'll be putting the client into a supine position, so you have to assist. Sit on your and then move your body more, ma'am. Okay, so range of motion exercises will start from the head down to the foot. So in every part, we should not expose it. We have to cover those parts that are not being used. Okay? So this is to provide privacy, and also we do the hand washing or we'll do also the hand hygiene and we'll use the gloves. This is to provide the spread of infection. So we'll be starting from the neck. So this is the intra-procedural step. So the neck, so we'll do the flexion. Okay, so we'll do the flexion down. And then the extension. And then the hyperextension. And then the rotation. And then the lateral flexion. Okay, so do this, ma'am. So we have to do the flexion, extension, hyperextension, rotation, and lateral flexion. Okay, can you do it, ma'am? So flexion, that's downward, then extension, hyperextension, ma'am, extended. Okay, and then the rotation and lateral flexion. Okay, thank you. Okay, for the shoulder, this is the flexion, the hyperextension to be extended to the back part, and then the abduction, and then the outward rotation and inward rotation. So from flexion, hyperextension, then adduction, then rotation, outward and inward. you do it, ma'am, by yourself? That is flexion, hyperextension, then the adduction, then outward rotation, and the inward rotation. And we'll do the other side. Okay, and then for the elbow, let's stand back. For the elbow, this is the extension. Do that together, ma'am. If the client can do that together, that is better. But if not, you can do it one by one. So this is the extension. This is the flexion. And then the hyperextension, like you will twist your body from, you pull your body out, and then this is the flexion. This one. Okay, so let's do this one by one. So we have the extension. This is the flexion and the hyperextension. Like you're pulling away the body. Okay, so this is this type that I'm doing is the passive range of motion. I am assisting the client. So if she can do it, then that's better. But if not, you have to assist. You can count like 8 counts per exercise. So again, this is the extension. This is the flexion, and pulling away is the hyperextension. Please. For the hand, this is the flexion. This for the hand. This is the flexion. This is the hyperextension. Flexion, hyperextension. Can you do it, ma'am? Flexion, hyperextension. Flexion, hyperextension. Then opposition of the thumb, you can do this straight. This one. And then twist, and do the other side. And for the knee, we'll be putting our client into a comfortable position. Okay, ma'am? So let's push again your body. Yeah. Back. And then over half, we'll be doing the knee. So this is the flexion. This is the hyperextension. So the flexion, hyperextension. Up to the extent of the client. And lastly, and do the other side. And lastly, this is the toes. So flex, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Okay, so since our client is not available to do the hip, so I'll be doing the trunk and the hip. So for the trunk, this is the flexion. I'm gonna put this away. And then hyperextension. Flexion, hyperextension. And for the hips, rotation. Okay. So this is for the client who can do an active exercises, or if your client cannot do it, you can assist the client while doing the exercise. Alright, so the procedure again, we will do the range of motion exercise from head, neck, down to the shoulders, to the trunk, hips, thigh, legs, and toes. Okay, so for post-procedural steps, we have to wash our hands, make our patients comfortable. Are you feeling okay, ma'am? So your muscles and joints are relaxed now. Okay, we will do it every day. so that your body will go back to its functionality. Alright? I'll be taking care of you now. Alright, so then we'll record the procedure. We have to wash our hands, and then for special consideration, we really have to move each joint through its full range of motion exercise 3 times and follow a regular pattern of movements. We can also provide passive range of motion exercises 2 times a day. That depends on the advice of the physician or the doctor. And of course, we have to use support measures like this wheelchair or the cane, just to make our client safety. This is to prevent from muscle strain and injury during the range of motion exercises. Okay guys, so that's it. I hope you have learned from this video on how to provide range of motion exercises to our client. Thank you for watching our videos and see you on the next video. Bye guys!